Ira Epstein with your morning flash update for this Monday, the 10th of January, 2022, 8:25 a.m. And boy, it's frigid. We're at our high degree in Chicago right now, 14 degrees, and we're going down from there. We'll be zero without wind chills, and it's cold. All right. So over the day, you know that the Omicron cases are doubling. They've doubled from last week now, so we're up to nearly 700,000 cases at a shot now. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Most people that are in the hospitals, the vast majority actually, do not have the vaccines. Children under 5 are finally getting hit. It's interesting that in the UK, the Secretary of Education pronounced today that they're beginning to look at the transition, as I've told you is coming, from a pandemic to an endemic in the UK, and they're going to start loosening up what they're doing. But this is so important. As the UK is surging, the UK is peaking. And as they come down, we have to watch how fast their decline in cases happens, because probably the same thing happens in the United States. That doesn't change the fact that the stock market's lower. The headlines are bearish. We now see Goldman Sachs has joined in, and now they think 4 rate hikes, so we'll be in 2022. When we look at the day's news, we're going to get the Conference Board Employment Trends Index coming out at 9 o'clock. Last month it was 114.49. Wholesale inventories and sales data come out at 9 as well. They're looking for the inventories up 1.2%. Investor morale in the Eurozone increased a little bit from 14.9 to 13.5. And the November, and that's older data, but it just came out, November jobless rate came in as expected there at 7.2%. China feeling now the cases. They are now spreading all around main cities, and we have to watch and see what that's going to mean for the Olympics as well. The U.S.-Russian talks kick off today. The bar for them is very low. I don't know what that means. If both sides go in and think they can't reach any form of a deal and no deal is reached, what really happens? Either way, President Putin has gotten the world's attention. That's probably something he wanted. Now he has to wait. Does he want the wrath of the world if he goes into the Ukraine? That is going to be up to him. In the grain market, we're down a little bit in the corn and beans, which tells me that the temperatures had to moderate in Brazil, Paraguay, on the corn and the soybean area. Coffee down a bit. 10-year note up to 1.8% this morning. So we've gone already in no time at all, and I mean lickety-split, a quarter point higher. There'll be a point here now. You're approaching it where you're getting overdone. I think you're there in the bond market already. And frankly, I don't know how much is left in the stock market. There's another leg down if you want to go to the lower Bollinger Bands, but right here, you're getting into an important area. Dollar gaining a bit at the pressure on the eurocurrency, which got up today. It was a 113.76. It's all the way back to 113.07. Most are down against the dollar. And obviously what's supporting the dollar at some point here is the higher interest rate. But it's a double-edged sword. A higher rate also can shut off parts of the U.S. economy. So which part of that seesaw battle do you want to be on? I want to remind you that my charting course. For those of you that want to learn an interesting way to chart, I've been doing this, by the way, decades. So this is not my first rodeo with the charting course. I'm going to teach you 5 steps. The swing line study, so you can define trend and risk. Filters on that called moving averages, super important. There's going to be 4 or 5 that you actually learn. Slow stochastics, the basics of them, how to set them up, how to work with them, what they are. Bollinger Bands, the initial course, which teaches you the basics of the Bollinger Bands. And of course, something that you don't see here in these videos, window envelopes, which are in some form a standard deviation from the 18-day average of closes. There's 54 videos, 8 hours of videos. You see what I do, you do the same thing. And then in the morning, you come in when you're taking the course and you see my morning futures video. The reason is I'm going to instill and reinforce what you're learning in the course. To find out more, just go to our website under the word education. It's all there, not expensive. It gives you the charting software, access to my research. Those 2 values, by the way, by themselves, $160 a month. That's more than half the price of the course. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a great day, and I will see you this afternoon.